Hi everyone, welcome to the Whiteleyverse with me, Connor Whiteley, for another daily short story. Now, before I start today's story, please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you want to buy this short story and any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers and at your local bookstore and local library if you requested, and you can order paperback copies from Amazon. Now, here's today's short story. I hope you enjoyed just as much as I did writing it.
Desperate for love. Logan Brown slowly drove down the long, curving country lanes, with massive, thick green blackberry bushes lining the sides of the lane as it turned left and right and even went back on itself. Logan had always loved the little country lanes that went towards his university because they were actually really fun to drive through. The blackberry bushes looked slightly imposing, scary, and rather interesting against the wonderful fiery orange sky that was lit up by the setting sun like it was shining for the last time ever. That was what Logan really enjoyed about the autumn season and what happened with the weather as they approached winter. It certainly got a lot more colorful. Logan really loved watching the sunset, the blackberry bush go slowly past him, and sometimes he could see wide open fields of thick green grass as he drove in his little black car. His little black car might have been 17 years old, very small, and his parents might have been wanting him to get a new car, but Logan loved it anyway. It was a great car that got him from A to B, and the last thing that Logan was interested in cars. As far as he was concerned, as long as his car still worked, then there was no reason to get rid of it at the moment. It was just a waste of money if he did. The gentle snoring sound next to Logan made him smile as he quickly looked at his sleeping best friend Aaron, and it was actually a real shame that Aaron was straight. Logan and Aaron had been best friends for over a decade. They had both laughed a lot, cried a lot, and done a lot of things together. Logan had always liked how caring Aaron was, and even tonight he looked great. Aaron certainly looked better in his tight skinny jeans, blue shirt, and white designer trainers than Logan did, but Logan supposed he wasn't really trying to look good. And in a way, the only reason why Aaron was trying to look good was because his girlfriend would be at their university meet-up tonight. A meet-up that Logan was both excited and seriously not excited for. The air smelt wonderful, with hints of refreshing nature, crisp air, and the sort of sweet heavenly scents that Logan only ever found in the amazing countryside that made the taste of roasted pork form on his tongue from great camping holidays he had had with his family as a child. A few beautiful little sparrows danced and flew and shot across the country lane as they hopped over to each blackberry bush, seeing what delights they could score for their evening dinner. Logan was almost jealous of them because he would have loved to have his dinner. A freshly roasted dinner of minted lamb shanks with golden crispy chips and rich and creamy mash that his mother would have made tonight. Well, she had already made it for Logan's brother, sister, and dad, and then they were going to play crazy golf in the evening just because they could, and they were that sort of family. Logan wasn't sure if he was jealous or not, but he really wanted to go to the university meet-up that his supervisor had arranged for everyone who he supervised and basically watched over. Logan had been to plenty of things before. They were normally great in their own special way. It was wonderful to see the other undergraduate, master's, and PhD students that his supervisor taught and helped. They always had an interesting story to tell, and it was fascinating to hear the chaotic stories of the department's politics. So he was definitely excited about that. The only thing that Logan wasn't that excited about was that there was a major risk that he would see the beautiful man that had shattered his heart and caused his summer to be filled with heartache. "Are we there yet?" Aaron asked, his voice deep and manly and relaxing. Logan just smiled. Aaron had been asleep for over half an hour ever since Logan had picked him up, and Logan already knew that Aaron had skipped a lot of his classes today, so there must have been one hell of a party that Logan hadn't been invited to. "No, not yet," Logan said. As Logan turned left onto a very narrow country lane, He was a little unnerved that a bunch of large black crows were sitting on the tops of the blackberry bushes, just staring at him. Aaron didn't seem to notice. "Think you'll see Liam?" Logan was so tempted to just stop the car right there and then, but he forced himself to keep driving. "You're going to have to see him at some point," Aaron said. Logan didn't say a word as he felt a lump form in his throat. There were 1,000 things he could have been doing tonight instead of going to some university meet-up. He could have played crazy golf with his family, he could have studied, and he could have done some coursework. But in reality, he probably would have just played video games or read a new romance book he had bought himself as a stress treat. The very last thing that Logan wanted to see was the very cute, sexy, and beautiful boy that he had really liked for months beyond months last year, and was so determined to ask out. Only to find out at the last university meetup that the very cute man was bisexual and had a girlfriend. Logan wasn't against bisexual people in the slightest. He was only annoyed that Liam had sent out all the signs to Logan that he was gay, only interested in men and single. Then in reality, it turned out he had had a girlfriend for over a year, and Logan just hated that. He was more angry at himself more than anything else, because after everything in his life that had happened to him because he was gay, he just wanted hope, something new and exciting, and something to say he was okay and right in the head. But oh no, the world hated him far too much for that. "Speed limit," Aaron said. Logan just smiled as he realized that he had been driving a little too quick down the very narrow country lane because he was annoyed at Liam, his own past, and everything that had happened to him. "Yeah, this is why you need a night out, mate," Aaron said. Logan just nodded. Not because he didn't think Aaron was right, but because he honestly didn't know how great or bad he would feel when he saw the beautiful boy that ultimately shattered his damaged heart. Liam Loving sat on a very cold plastic chair in one of his favorite lecture theaters. He had to admit that it was strange to have a favorite one, but he truly did. It was a very large and long room with hard light wooden floors, white walls, and lots of fake wooden tables that had been rearranged into a very large circle. It was great to see the lecture theater being used for something so fun, considering most of the time the lectures were a little on the boring side, but tonight was going to be great fun. There were already plenty of other university students in the room in all their different heights, weights, and degrees of fashion sense. There were a few attractive men in the room too. Like Liam was rather drawn to a very tall man that was a PhD student with a slight brown beard, a very typical gym body, and large biceps. He was hot. But Liam wasn't really in the dating, talking, or really any mood, to be honest. Not since his girlfriend had broken up with him last month for no good reason whatsoever, and she had said some awful things to him. The sound of everyone talking, laughing, and catching up about their summers echoed softly off the white walls as they sat down on the plastic chairs. Liam even smiled as someone hissed at the sheer coldness of the plastic. That was certainly one thing he didn't like about the autumn and approaching winter months. The cold seeped in everywhere and made perfectly normal chairs icy cold. Something he didn't really like at all. Liam rested his arms on the cold fake wooden table in front of him as more people came in. As he was only a final year undergraduate student, he didn't really know too much about other students that his supervisor, Dr. Robbie Amir, taught, so these meetups were always an interesting experience. And as the rich, amazing, fruity, and earthy and very manly scents of men filled the room, as more and more people came in, Liam was almost in heaven. And even as the women came in wearing their bright dresses, bright white jumpers, and some even had high heels on, something that was very overdressed for a meetup, they didn't dilute the manly smell at all. Which was strange in a way, because psychology was a female-dominated degree anyway, which Liam rather liked being bi, and most of the time it was perfect. Except, of course, for when he was in the mood to try and meet men. "Is this seat taken?" a woman asked. Liam looked up and went to smile, but chose to frown when he realized it was his ex-girlfriend. She still looked so beautiful with her smooth caramel color skin, her fit body, and her long brown hair that flowed so perfectly down her amazing back. Liam really did love her amazing body, almond-shaped eyes and everything else, but he would never forgive her for some of the reasons she had said about him. Especially the biphobic stuff. It was even stranger that his ex-girlfriend wanted to sit next to him, instead of sitting just one more seat down, so they were at least a chair away from each other. Then moments later, a very hot, muscular man that was easily 3 years older than both of them sat down next to Liam's ex-girlfriend and kissed her on the lips. Wow! She had moved on quickly, and now Liam felt even worse about himself. He just hoped whoever sat down next to him on the other side was a better person, because he seriously didn't want to spend the entire night sitting next to his ex-girlfriend and her very hot new boyfriend. The large double wooden door to the lecture theater slammed shut, and Liam noticed that there were no more people coming, so that was a massive problem, because he truly was stuck with his ex and her new boy toy. Something he wasn't impressed about. Then the door opened again, and 2 men walked in, and Liam's mouth just dropped. He didn't even really look at Aaron as he walked in. Instead, Liam just focused on the very cute boy called Logan, as he walked in wearing his loose-fitting blue shirt, black tight jeans and some boots that really made him look just beautiful. Liam really loved how confidently Logan walked. His smile as he scanned the door was just classic, and even made Liam's heart skip a few beats. Liam hadn't even realized that since his girlfriend had got up, his entire body had tensed up. His shoulders had tightened, his stomach had flipped, and all color had drained from his face, but it was all returning now. Beautiful Logan frowned, and Liam noticed that now Aaron had taken a seat. The only seat left in the entire circle of tables was next to him. Liam loved that, and he was really looking forward to seeing Logan again, but he wasn't really sure what to say. Especially as Liam just knew he had shattered Logan's heart and caused him so much pain for no reason. And Liam just didn't know if that was something that could be repaired or not. Logan had never ever believed that some students could actually have a favorite lecture theater, and he certainly didn't, but apparently the theater he was currently walking into was exactly that. A number of his friends that said how they had liked and rather loved the modern look of it, the wooden floor, and the bright white walls that really helped to give a relaxed atmosphere to the room. Logan didn't really know what on earth they were talking about, but he loved them as friends anyway. But he was hardly impressed that Aaron had stolen the only spare seat in the entire circle of fake wooden tables next to an attractive blonde girl. Logan looked around to see if there was another seat, as the sound of all the other students talking, laughing, and catching up washed over him, and there was sadly only one seat left in the entire circle. And it was right next to the beautiful man that had left him heartbroken. Even now Liam, with his thick lustrous brown hair, looked so perfect and beautiful and downright sexy. Logan still couldn't believe how beautiful Liam was, almost as if he was some kind of god of beauty. Logan really loved it how round and smooth and stunning Liam's face was, that was only amplified by his dark almond-shaped eyes that radiated goodness and beauty in even the darkest of rooms. But still, Liam was the man that had left Logan heartbroken. It was even worse that Liam was sitting next to his girlfriend, and he still looked longingly at her. And right now this just felt like such a cruel twist of fate, that Logan was going to have to sit next to that stunning man without ever being able to act on his feelings. Then Logan realized a few people were staring at him. Logan quickly went over to the cold plastic chair next to Liam and sat down, and as much as he didn't want to look at, acknowledge, or even speak to beautiful Liam, he really couldn't help it, and it was better than sitting in silence. Logan weakly smiled at Liam. "Hi." Liam looked like he didn't know what to do. Logan just found that adorable, but also strange considering he had never told Liam he liked him, how heartbroken he had been or anything. "I'm sorry you had to find out like that," Liam said. Logan shrugged like it was nothing, but he was still more interested in how Liam knew that Logan was heartbroken. "I never wanted you to get hurt actually. I thought I was doing you a favor by telling you I was bi and you were good looking," Liam said. Logan just bit his lip. On the night of the last university meetup for last year, that was exactly what he did and didn't want to hear. Sure, he wanted to hear that he hadn't been a complete idiot by liking a straight boy, but he hadn't wanted to know said guy actually found him attractive, yet they could never be together. But damn, Liam was beautiful and hot and really great. Especially as Liam didn't actually have to talk to him, or even try to make him feel any better. He did have a girlfriend, after all. "I'm also sorry about your summer," Liam said. Logan just looked at Liam. This was far too weird. He hadn't spoken to Liam over the summer. As far as Logan knew, they didn't share any friends, so how the hell did Liam know exactly how his summer and heartbreak had been? So Logan asked him rather sharply. Liam weakly smiled. "Aaron really cares about you. When I mentioned I had broken up with my girlfriend, he started talking to me." Logan instantly smiled. "You broke up with her?" As soon as the words left his mouth, he realized how desperate and puppy-like he sounded. "Over a month ago," Liam said, still sounding sad about it. Logan's smile only grew. After all the grief and everything he had been through, all Logan needed, was a chance to find happiness with a perfect, beautiful man that would respect him, say nice things to him, and actually be positive about his sexuality. Could Liam be the one? "Oh," Liam said. Logan instantly bit his lip, as he realized his face must have spoken 1,000 words, as Liam's smile sort of disappeared. "You aren't over me, are you?" Liam asked. Logan just couldn't believe that. After Liam basically getting his hopes up, implying that he had been talking to Aaron because Liam cared about Logan, and Logan just wanted someone to be nice to him about being gay. Was Liam saying he wasn't interested? "Isn't that why you were talking to Aaron? Isn't that why you were telling me that you broke up with your girlfriend? Isn't that why you being nice to me?" Logan asked. Liam shrugged. "Of course not. You're good looking, yes, but you're desperate, needy, and I'm not ready to go out with such a desperate guy." Logan just couldn't believe that. That actually made him furious that Liam dared to call him desperate, like he was the messed up idiot, just like everyone else had always called him. Logan shot up. "I might be desperate, or clingy, or whatever you want to call it. But you have no idea what shit I have had to put up with from people." Everyone looked at Logan. "You have no idea what it's like to have your own family, friends, and everyone who is meant to love you hate you for being gay. Do you?" Logan watched Liam sink into his chair. "No, you don't. Judge me fine. But at least have the decency to actually know me and learn about my shit life before you insult me." Logan stomped his foot on the ground and just stormed out of the lecture theater. He should have known that Liam wasn't the man for him. He was a hot, beautiful, and stunning man, but he didn't even want to understand what had happened to him and his life. No one wanted to hear his story. No one cared about Logan. No one wanted to hear how great his parents were in every single aspect of his life except sexuality. No one respected, cared, or gave a damn about Logan. And all he had ever wanted was Liam to be different. Liam had basically left as soon as the loud echoing of Logan's footsteps had gone from the corridor for at least a minute, and then Liam had fled as everyone was looking at him, wanting him to say something. But there was absolutely nothing for him to say. What could Liam actually say? He didn't want. He wasn't even sure he really wanted to know. Liam sat on the icy coldness of a black metal bench in the middle of a large open field very close to the university. It was normally a make-out spot for drunk university students on the weekends, but it wasn't a weekend, so it was empty. Liam just focused on the sound of the tree branches gently hitting each other as a cold, refreshing wind blew past his cheeks, and he seriously didn't know where tonight had gone wrong. Because he had lied to Logan completely. He had wanted a relationship, or to go out with him, but he had gotten scared at the last possible moment. Liam focused on the bright starry night with a bright, almost blinding full moon overhead, as he looked out over the top of the trees on the field, towards a nearby city filled with little lights, and it really did look beautiful. It wasn't Logan beautiful, but it was nice, and it was quiet, which was exactly what Liam wanted. You should have given him a chance, Aaron said. Liam rolled his eyes, as this was the last thing he wanted. You should have at least asked him why he was desperate. We all do psychology. We do all know there are reasons for behavior, and sometimes we only have to ask questions. As much as Liam wanted to remind Aaron that a person's self-knowledge is very limited, it was great to see him being such a good friend to Logan. Then Aaron sat down next to Liam on the icy cold bench, a bench that only seemed to be getting colder and colder. I should have asked him about his past. Liam asked. Aaron shrugged. Maybe not. But you at least should have asked why he's desperate. Why is he so into you? Why was he so heartbroken this summer? Liam really didn't want to admit that Aaron was right, and normally he would have said that he was flat out wrong. In relationships and asking out boys, he shouldn't have to get to know them first. But this wasn't a normal situation. This time Logan was a beautiful man that Liam really liked and honestly found attractive. Last academic year, Logan had been so kind, wonderful, and attentive that it was actually nice to get some attention from someone who honestly liked him, compared to the strange and dysfunctional relationship he had had with his girlfriend, but he had only been too blind to see it. Logan was the person who made Liam's heart skip a beat, his head go light, and gave him the feelings of being a little schoolboy again. No one else ever had. So maybe he actually did need to show an interest in him before it was too late, and somehow, Liam just absolutely knew that if he didn't at least try with Logan, that he was going to regret this for the rest of his life. Where is he? Liam asked. Aaron asked. Wow, that was easy. Maybe Log was right about you two having a chance. Then Liam watched Aaron stand up, and he was surprised to see Logan walking across the field towards him. Aaron turned around and smiled at Liam. Just saying, I did lie to him. I said that you always wanted to see him, and me convincing you to see him never happened. Then Aaron ran away, and Liam wanted to laugh at how good of a friend Aaron was to Logan, but all he could do was focus on how perfect, sexy, and beautiful Logan was. Liam actually couldn't speak when Logan sat down next to him, and Liam smelt his earthy manly aftershave that he hadn't detected earlier. Did Aaron convince you to see me, or did he force you? Logan asked, frowning. He didn't really have to, honest, Liam said, grinning. It was only now that he was realizing how badly he had wanted alone time with Logan for so long. What happened to you this summer? Why was I so important to you? Liam asked, almost surprised he really wanted to know. Logan laughed a little and moved a little closer. It was never about that, and that stuff with my family, friends, and how badly everyone's treated me was never something I was going to talk about with you on a first, second, or even third date. Liam nodded, and he could understand that Logan only mentioned that stuff because he was angry. I only ever wanted, Logan said, someone to accept me, tell me I'm attractive and that I'm not messed up. Liam felt his stomach fill with butterflies as he looked at the truly beautiful, almost vulnerable man in front of him. He had seen beautiful Logan a lot last year, and he had never looked like this. Logan was normally a beautiful, confident, powerful, but slightly cold man that Liam really liked. Yet the man in front of him was even more beautiful because this was the real him. It was only now that Liam was realizing that Logan was definitely beautiful, attractive, and very smart. But he was also sadly damaged and scarred because of the homophobia he had suffered. Yet Liam didn't want to hurry him away. Sure, Liam had heard a lot of stories about boys getting with other boys that hadn't had the best experiences of being gay, and it ending badly. But Liam didn't want that, and he didn't see or actually want to be with Logan, so he could hopefully help him move on. Liam wanted to take a chance on this because Logan was actually a beautiful man, and there was just something very small, like an encouraging voice that wanted him to take a risk. Take a risk on love. Liam moved closer to Logan and took his hands and interlinked Logan's fingers with his. It was such a natural movement that Liam really loved it. "There is nothing wrong with you, Logan Brown," Liam said, moving his lips closer to Logan's. "You are a beautiful man that isn't messed up or anything. Because you are beautiful, and I want to go on a date with you." Liam gently pressed his soft lips against Logan's, and again this felt like such a natural and right thing to do that they just ended up doing it again and again and again. And whatever happened on their first official date, or the one after that, or the one after that, Liam just knew that things could work out because their connection was very, very real. And Liam was definitely going to enjoy that.
Welcome back everyone, it's me again, Connor Whiteley. So I really hope that you enjoyed today's story, because I flat out love writing, creating stories and sharing them with you. If you really enjoyed today's story, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new content, and the internet engagement really helps the Whiteleyverse with the YouTube algorithms. And if you want to buy this short story or any of my other fiction, then they're available from all major ebook retailers, and you can get them from your local library if you requested, and you can order the paperback copies from Amazon, your local bookstore or local library if you request it. Lastly, if you want to support the channel on a one-off basis, then you can now buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Connor Whiteley. Also, if you know anyone who would enjoy today's story, then please share it with them. I'm always really grateful when you wonderful people help us spread the word about the channel. So, thanks for watching the Whiteleyverse, and I'll see you again soon. Have a great day, everyone.